Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Natalia Miele. I represent Innova Europe in Brussels. The company is a consulting company which is managing projects for the European Commission, and one of them is benchmarking of parental control tools. I would like to present the results of 4th testing cycles of parental control tools. The project is financed under Safer Internet program, and it's carried out for the European Commission. The full name is Benchmarking of Parental Control Tools for Better Protection of Children. Short name is SIP-Bench 2. It's the 2nd edition of the program, and it will be over in the end of this year. Our aim is to help parents and teachers, schools, to choose the most appropriate parental control tool that suits the needs of parents and children. How do we do this? We have 6 monthly testing cycles, which means that every 6 months we test new tools. We test around 25-30 tools every testing cycle. Most of them are tools for PCs, but we also test mobile and game console tools. There are 2 age groups, children 12 years old and younger, and children of 13 and older, that we test the tools. And in the end of each cycle you have a final report, you have tool fiches, and you have ranking lists that you can easily access via the website. And then based on this you can choose the most suitable parental control tool. As I said, I represent Innova Europe, which is managing the project and is carrying out communication activities. Then we have 2 partners. One of them is Stiftung Digitale Chancen, that you already know, and another one is Italian company Cybion. Both of them have experts who test the tools. So the question now is, what do we test actually? We test the tools against 4 criteria. The first one is functionality. Here we check what functions the tool provides. For example, can we block access to social networks? Can we have different filtering options? For example, if we have children of 4 and 16. Another feature is security. Here the experts check whether it's easy to bypass or uninstall the tool actually for the children. Effectiveness, so can children visit acceptable website, for example? Are pornographic websites blocked in 50%, 70%, or it's 100%, which is not actually the case. And usability, the 4th criterion. Here we answer the question whether it's easy to install the tool, configure it, and use it. So it's a very important question for the parents. As I said, I would like to present the recent findings. We have just finalized 4th testing cycle, so I have fresh results. I will present only selection of most important findings for the tools, and the remaining ones you can check on the website. So the experts found that none of the tool actually reaches full functionality, and also that the effectiveness is low. Although it's getting better each cycle we test the tools, it's still not very effective. Then we found very weak security in many tools. For example, it's very easy to access prohibited websites via, for example, Google Translation website. Another thing for usability is that either the tool have very weak configuration options, or they have very advanced options, and then it's very difficult for parents to work with the tool and actually have the settings they would like to have. So still the tools do not use plain language while we are configuring them, and it's a big obstacle for parents. Regarding the PCs, we have also found out that software companies are trying to make the tools more and more similar to each other, whether they work for PCs, mobile phones, or game consoles. Regarding the mobile phones, iPhone has an embedded parental control tool, but with Android system, we need to be careful because we need an external tool to be downloaded and installed on the phone. The effectiveness for mobile phones is slightly lower, and children consider the mobile phones as very private items. So here it's very difficult for the parents to actually protect them from prohibited content, and software companies actually cannot see this problem. So it's poorly reflected in the tool's functionalities. And then game consoles. This is not a very common tool to access the internet, but still it's possible. Here we tested tools for Wii and PS3. The Xbox doesn't have direct internet connection. Installation here runs nearly automatically, which is good for parents. But none of the tool is able actually to filter web pages according to the content. Based on the findings that we have, our experts provided key recommendations both for parents and teachers and also for software companies. I will only present to you key recommendations for parents because I think it's more interesting for you. I hope so. So first of all, importance of direct communication with children. None of the tools is perfect actually. So we can install the tool, but we need to inform the child what are we doing, why we are doing this, and still we need to be careful because none of the tool provides fully perfect functionalities. Then we need to be careful which tool we are actually installing. There are plenty of tools available on the websites that actually act as Big Brother tools. They violate privacy rights, and under this project we actually do not test these kind of tools, but they are very easily available and usually they are for free. Another recommendation is that our configuration should be always protected by the password, and content related to keywords like violence, racism, or self-harm, it's not very well protected. So here again we have direct communication, education, and we need to be careful with these keywords. And another question every parent and every teacher has to ask to themselves is social networks. Does the tool give full access to social networks? Does it allow to block some kind of information? It's a very sensitive subject due to the data protection, for example, and privacy violation. The last recommendation I have for you is for mobile phones. Here it's very often easy to bypass the parental control tool by just installing another browser. Children are very clever in this case, and we need to be aware of this and configure the tool in a way that will not allow for this. If you would like to check which tool is the most suitable for your children, for your school, you can enter the website civbench.eu. There we have a browser. You fill in basic information, whether you need a tool for a 12-year-old, younger, older children, whether you want a free or paid version of the tool, and then you will receive all the list of available tools. You can also send me an email if you have more specific questions. I will be happy to answer any questions now or later. Thank you.